Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning, everybody. Today is the 5th day of our summer school, so we're halfway to the end. And I'll be chairing today. And pour les étudiants inscrits pour l'obtention de crédit, for the one registered for credits, we're preparing a Moodle on which you will be able to put your homeworks. Donc, il y aura un Moodle sur lequel vous pourrez déposer vos devoirs. Today we have two teams, one for this morning and one for this afternoon. This morning, we're in one of the 2 days on philosophical and formal perspectives on reasoning and decision-making. And this morning we'll have the modeling of human reasoning with non-classical logics. And this afternoon, social dimensions of reasoning. So it will be two separate themes for today. Okay. Now, Marianne, okay, merci. Okay, some basic concepts for this morning, the modeling of human reasoning with non-classical logics. Just as a reminder, deductive classical logic has certain properties, and I have listed the 5 following properties. It is non-ampliative. That is, the conclusion does not add new information that was not already implicitly present in the premises. For example, a simple syllogism like if all A's are B's and all B's are C's, then in the conclusion we can say by transitivity that all A's are C's. And all A's are C's is simply making explicit what is implicitly present as information in the premises. Okay. This is one of the characteristics of deductive classical logic. It's non-ampliative. It's truth-preserving. That is, if the premises are true, then the conclusion is necessarily true. Some of these properties have been much discussed in our earlier days of summer school, as you know, but I just want to make a reminder here. Classical logic is also monotonic. That is, no new evidence could change the value of the conclusion. If all A's are B's and all B's are C's, so all A's are C's. And if I learn that the C's are also some F, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the truth value of the conclusion. Okay, it's monotonic. It's also assertoric. That is, the atomic proposition on which inferences are made are not modelized in their simple assertions. For example, if one of my premises is one day, maybe, possibly in the future, Pierre will think that I'm an idiot, for example. A stupid example. I hope so. Then it's not treatable by classical logic, because classical logic is Pierre is in the audience. This is a simple assertion treatable by classical propositional logic. And it is also two-valued. That is, its semantics is such that when you add a function, a propositional connective to an assertion, then from a semantical point of view, the result is one of two truth values, 1 or 0, or true and false, for example. This makes classical logic quite rigid and limited in its possible applications. So many non-classical logics can be used to model human reasoning. Probabilistic logic, fuzzy logics, paraconsistent logic, modal logics, etc. The ones who are in the doctorate in cognitive computer science here and know my courses about that. Okay, our program for this morning, the modeling of human reasoning with non-classical logics. We'll first have Jean Baradin and Maxime Beaulier, and their title is the conditional in the new paradigm of reasoning. The second talk will be by myself and my colleague Youssef Fagehi, and the theme will be the modeling of human reasoning with probabilistic fuzzy logic. Okay. Our speakers for this morning, Jean Baradin is professor of cognitive psychology and epistemology at the Université de Paris 8 and researchers in the Cognition humaine et artificielle laboratory. He works on reasoning and decision-making in context of uncertainty. He defends a definite, probabilistic, and Bayesian modeling of cognition. He will present with his doctorate student, Maxime Beaulier, who is also, of course, from Université de Paris 8, under the supervision of Jean Baradjin, and also the co-supervision of Danielle Lasseter. His thesis is on the Bayesian interpretation of conditionals and the study of its critiques. And the second talk for this morning, myself, or the one who don't know me, professor of logic, philosophy of science, and cognitive science here at UQAM. I have been one of the founders of our Institut des Sciences Cognitives here, and my field of investigation is the study of the reasoning processes at work in human cognition and decision-making. My colleague who will talk after me within the same presentation is Youssef Fagui. He's professor of cognitive science at the Université du Québec à Trois-Rivières, UQTR. He is a doctor from our doctorate program in cognitive computer science here at UQAM, and he has worked with me on the computational implementation of probabilistic fuzzy logic. Okay. Some presupposition now for this afternoon's session, the one on social dimensions of reasoning. Well, I have briefly written these bullet points. Reasoning and logic are not only formal and theoretical activities. They are pragmatic behaviors of human beings, not only trying to know how the world works, but also trying to give information to others, to share information, to have discussions, and to try to convince addressees by arguments. And also, related to this social dimension, there are moral dimensions also. There are moral topics related to the use of reasoning and logic, like, for example, the theme that Patrick Girard will present this afternoon, logical injustices. Okay. Now, for this afternoon, we will have two lectures as usual. First, Patrick Girard on logical injustice, and then Katarina Dutil-Novaes, and her theme is the social epistemology of argumentation. And as usual, we'll have a short panel afterwards with the lecturers. Our speakers for this afternoon, Patrick Girard is Associate Professor of Philosophy at the University of Auckland, New Zealand. So he comes from far, but he's not sleeping this morning. But yeah, no matter the time difference between Auckland and Montreal. But we're glad to have him with us. He works in philosophical logic and non-classical logic, especially consistent logic. And his research ranges from highly technical work in formal logic to the study of reasoning in everyday life. And the second part of this sentence is closely related to the theme he will present today. And our second speaker for this afternoon is Katarina Dutil-Novaes. She is Professor of Philosophy and University Research Chair at VU Amsterdam and Senior Research Associate at the African Institute for Epistemology and Philosophy of Science at the University of Johannesburg. She specializes in history and philosophy of logic, philosophy of mathematics, philosophy of social science, social epistemology, and argumentation theory. And I want to have that she had the prestigious Lakatos Award in 2022. So this is our program for today. And well, I wish we'll have, I'm sure we'll have a very pleasant, very interesting day.